what would be my next step?
Aha. So how do we actually start and create a LoveStream? Yeah. Okay.
Love it.
I'm going to share my screen again.
When the LoveStream is working, it will be a lot more seamless than it was today.
We've actually built an app, and so you can just search Unite and the word happy, and it'll come up on Apple or Android app stores. And so basically at the very top of your screen on both mobile and desktop, there's a little button that says create LoveStream. So that's the first thing you do. And then you can either click this to go live now, and if no one else is on it, because there can only be one at this point, because we're on, basically the LoveStream is Unite's Zoom account. And so it's all kind of one stream, which is how Clubhouse started. And it makes sense because then it just means that we can all connect and we can go into sub breakout rooms if we want to. So go live now is the way to just go live. And we haven't gone live with our notification feature yet, but when we do, anyone who wants to get notified about live LoveStreams will get a little ping on their phone or email that tells them that someone is live now. And so that's one of the ways that we want to let people know. And then you can also
Oh, so a follow-up question is, do we just go live when we want to, or should we coordinate with you, like, hey, I would like to do this thing?
Yeah, at the beginning, it's ideal if you either like get people who want to join you and then go live with them, or coordinate with us so that we can get more people on there, because there's not going to be as much traction at the beginning, I don't think, but you never know. So this is the way to do, if you want to create a LoveStream in the future, you just go create LoveStream and create future LoveStream. And then there's just 3 little boxes and you just fill in your title, description, all that stuff. And then it creates a future event, which will show up here and also on the main feed as a post. And then you'll be able to click on it and it'll take you to the LoveStream page, and that's where I can start it because I'm the host, but you'll have a thing called join, which is I guess how a lot of you joined it. And there we go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Jeffrey.
you.
That looks awesome. Lots and lots of changes, so congratulations.
Hey,
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a fun journey. A lot of coding and talking and working on things, and it was so much more work than we ever realized creating a new platform, because every little tiny button and thing is like a piece of code that someone has to write, and a decision that we have to make, and a design that we have to make.
Updates and
I know, I'm an ex-software engineer, now gone holistic. Got away from that.
Exactly. Yeah, we didn't realize too, and then you make changes or tweaks and then it affects everything. So that's kind of what we're really getting with the LoveStream. The reason we haven't built our own live streaming is it's extremely expensive. So we really wanted to make sure that we started with the kind of basics so that we could test the idea and get the community on board before we invest that money, because we don't want to build something no one wants.
Yeah. Apparently there will be an easy way to create something that's not too expensive, and it only gets expensive when you're hosting a ton of lives. So at the beginning it should be manageable. So that's also in the talks.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts or feedback, or do you want to?
This is such great timing, because so many people I know have put a lot of their things into Facebook and Instagram and different things that they just can't beat the algorithms anymore. And it's kind of always the same people. And this is really cool. So can people from anywhere join?
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
There's 1,579 members so far.
And we just did a test, and we have people in how many different countries?
90 different countries. A lot of countries only have one person, but still, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and the fun thing that I'm really excited about is when the LoveStream starts to get full, the people who will be on at 2, 3 in the morning will probably be in different time zones. So for us who are night owls, it's going to be a really fun way to connect with people in different countries. So I think that's going to be really fun. Like, oh, who's on at 4 a.m?
Yeah.
What country's tuning in now? So I really love what you shared there, Cass, about that. That's kind of what we were really feeling with social media as well. We ran, for anyone who doesn't know, Shine and I ran about 4 years worth of events. We ran a couple hundred events in that time, live in-person events with anywhere from 20, 30 people to a couple hundred in big theaters.
450 in big theaters.
Yeah, 450.
More like 120 events.
There you go. We ran a lot of events. Thanks, honey.
Thanks.
Thanks for keeping me on track. We ran a lot of it. It felt like hundreds of events.
Yeah,
that's for sure. And what we found is we love producing the event. We love the collaboration. We love gathering the community. We love hosting the event. What we spent 90% of our time doing as event producers was marketing. And we were just pushing our events everywhere, putting them out there, sending emails, trying to amp up all our platforms, amp up our followers, like all their stuff, share all their stuff, comment on their stuff, please come back and join us and follow us and do our things. And we spent like all this time just trying to get eyes to see our things, because that's the way the platforms work. Yeah, do you want to interject?
And it's such a different energy than what we're actually offering. It's very much sort of this reality push in your face, as opposed to just being that space and that invitation for something so different.
100%. And in all that time hosting all these events, we always would have a vendor market. So we met a large amount of vendors, healers, wellness practitioners that would have booths at our events. So we really kept asking them, what are you doing? What are you needing help with? And it was the exact same thing. It was the exact same pain point. All the even physical locations, the wellness studios, it was the same thing. They needed clients, they needed sales, and they spent all their time marketing. And we know very few of us actually love just the marketing side. There's some amazing people in the world, I love them so much, who just love the marketing. But most of us do the marketing to get to the end, which is to get to do what we actually want to do. So what we were actually really getting was, the way it is now, you have to spend so much time building up a following, engaging with them. And even like you take a week off or 2 weeks off and you're like, your posts get, just drop, it's gone. And then you start again and you're like, what am I actually getting out of all this liking and commenting and shit? Like, what's actually happening here? Like,
Crystal is speaking from her hour plus per day. I'm trying to get Instagram to go off and just finally giving up.
Like one goes why or what happened, or I have two kids and they love their in their preteens now, and they love asking questions about things. And we were at a museum. We have a train museum here in White Rock, and we were looking at the telegraph thing, the little tapper, and this station is a relay station where they would pass the messages along. And I was explaining how, of course, the messages can't go very far, and they're just tapping them, and it could take weeks before it gets to where it's supposed to go, and then tap across the country to get it back. And I got this like epiphany of like the way we do social media right now is like tap. Like you send your likes and your messages out there and you're like, tap, please someone relay this, pass this energy along. And then you wait. Did anyone get it? And then you're like, tap. Oh my God, I get the energy back. But with like, it's such a funny system. It's so one-sided. It's so slow and archaic. Like it would be so much faster to pick up like a tin can phone and like talk to your neighbor. Like it really, like it's such a funny system that we think we're like so high tech, but it's actually creating this false sense of connection and a false sense of busyness that's actually not accomplishing anything. So there's my long rant. I feel very passionate about this, obviously. What we wanted to create in Unite was to get people away from the idea that by liking other people's stuff and posting your page and your splash page and your marketing page out there, and then you just hope that someone sees it, and then you build your followings and you keep driving people to your thing. What we really wanted to create on Unite was a spot where you go because other people who already are looking for stuff, they're already interested in stuff, they already care about what you're talking about, they know to be there. So it's like this, it's already the spot, And then from there, that's what we want to do with the LoveStream, is create a two-way conversation where we're not sending out a message and then waiting for it to come back, and sending out a comment and waiting for it to, like, sometimes we would have messages back and forth for months, and this is like direct messaging, and it would take months to, like, you know, have this much conversation to actually say anything, because you send one day and you get another one back. So what we really want to help our community, help our providers, who, and all the service providers, anyone who has anything to share, anything to say, is to get out of this idea that that's actually creating what we want, and get to a place where we're having these two-way conversations where all we're doing is like, hey, this is me. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to offer the sound healing. People show up. They can ask you questions. We can talk about it. Why do you love what you do? Oh, it's really cool because of this. I would love to know more about this. And in a minute, you could know so much more about that one person than you ever could from reading and liking and clicking and sharing and seeing their stuff. So it's our hope that we can actually retrain the community to do social media in a way that it's actually social. We're actually connecting, and it can be really quick. You can spend half an hour in a little workshop talking about what you love and get the clients you need, instead of a week's worth of posting your stuff to the internet, hoping someone will see it.
And there's
There's my
also,
down.
yes, Lena, please go.
So I understand that LoveStream is like you bring people to the Zoom and you will be broadcasting on the platform.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically like creating an online event, and you can either go live in the moment, and then if anyone else on Unite sees that and wants to join in, they have that ability to join in. You can also create a private LoveStream that only people that you invite can see.
Oh,
and
okay.
in that sense, you could do a paid LoveStream because you could just send people the link after they pay. And so however you want to, we're trying to focus a little bit more on free at the beginning, especially because we want, and especially because there's only one time slot, or so one at a time. So we want it to feel like it's just this thing. And there's a really interesting man named Gary Vaynerchuk, who is basically teaching spiritual principles through marketing and business. He's a very, very intuitively spiritual, like connected person, but he doesn't seem to really talk about that side of himself. He speaks in marketing and business, but everything he says is kind of like on the level of Abraham Hicks and all those people as well. It's really wild. And what he talks about is this idea of documenting versus creating. So there's this different energy that happens when you know that someone has produced something and it's very fancy and it looks all whatever, but you know it's not personal, and you kind of like, it kind of just doesn't land the same way than if someone, it's kind of like how that Cameo app, if someone actually just creates a really bad quality video, but it's personalized and it's to you,
Yeah,
it feels like it's more
okay.
valuable, and because it's personal and you're connecting. And so there's this idea of creating this, you know, go live, record your life, but do sort of an organic recording of a video. And so you'll be able to record all the LoveStreams, and as well as go live on Facebook and YouTube, etc., the same way that you would with Zoom. And then what you could do is take that recording and share it in other places. You could even chop it up into smaller bits and share it as content on social media. But it creates this sort of new way of putting yourself out there that is more of an organic flowing conversation versus these kind of posts or pre-recorded videos, because there can be some back and forth. And so that's what we're hoping to accomplish with this phase of Unite, is to help our business owners to create content that really speaks to the people that would love to connect with them, and helps them not only to find people on Unite, but also on other platforms, because you can reshare the content. And then to provide a place where there's just like a cool calendar of all these amazing experiences where you can not only watch it, but you can actually ask questions. And Crystal gives this example of, you know, going to a yoga class and wanting some, or watching a yoga class on YouTube and wanting a alteration, and not being able to just ask quickly, oh, this hurts, is there anything that I can do differently? And then they just quickly say yes, and here's the thing. And just like if you were in a regular yoga class. So that's the next step.
So
Yeah.
either you go by yourself or you have people with you, like the clubhouse, people in the room where you up in conversation with them.
Yeah, I mean, you could, use the LoveStream for that. It would be easier just to use your own Zoom if you wanted to do something by yourself and record it. But you could do a private LoveStream and not give anyone the link, and then you could just broadcast and no one would see it, but you could record it and then use it. But really the idea is for people to be able to see that you're live and join in and interact. And if you're doing like a presentation or a concert, something that you don't want to be interrupted, you can make it so that people are muted and you can only unmute them. They can't interrupt. And so there's all the same functionality that Zoom has, which is another reason why it's so lovely to use the Zoom platform and why we chose to go that direction. But yeah, does that answer?
Yeah.
For people who were kind of early internet users like myself in my teens, actually I met my first boyfriend through and it was very sketchy then. My parents were very nervous that I met someone on an online, platform 20 years ago. And I met him on ICQ. I don't know if anyone remembers ICQ.
Yep.
And MSN as well. And I was homeschooled. So my social life was more limited, and I was also a little bit shy, so I didn't go out have a large network to choose from. And I was really excited. My sisters actually started even earlier on, what are they called, like forums, or where it was like text based, and they actually would have be in community. They were in a community where they were all they had all made up these like fantasy ponies or fairy tale characters, and then it was like a text based, almost like a D&D story, where they're like, my character walks into the forest, who else is here with me? Oh, and then someone else would be like, I'm here, I'm a sparkly pink unicorn, and they would have these this story go with other people engaging. And that was like early like social media. And then MSN came along and ICQ, and I would go into these chat rooms, and most of it was really sketchy and kind of like, guys just ask for the girls' measurements. There'd be like height, weight, and you're just like, whoa, this is like, and then of course, like, what underwear are you wearing? And you're like, and we're walking away. And what I found really interesting though, was there was the ability, if you were safe and smart, which I was, to actually meet people from anywhere and have a real conversation with somebody. You just show up and start talking, and then you'd be like, oh, I'll be on again tomorrow at this time. And then you can meet up and have a conversation. And what I liked about it, like I said, I met my first boyfriend there. And, we found out we both lived in a similar place. We met in a neutral location. My parents met him first before I went anywhere with him. So I was safe, don't worry. But what was really cool was that it was just people having conversations. And then there would be, different breakout chats where there would be like a sports chat, and there would be a whatever the chat was going to be about. And that kind of disappeared with the advent of Facebook. And Shine and I were talking about this, and how when Facebook came along, it was kind of like giving everybody the ability to, what did you say, have your own newsletter. So it was kind of like a way to have your digital own newsletter. And at the beginning of Facebook, it was like, look where I went today. Look what I had for dinner. Like, that's all it was. It was just people posting like updates on their life. And that was Facebook. And now, of course, there's a million features in there, but that's kind of really what it was. Is it was just to give anyone the opportunity to have their own newsletter. And then when places like TikTok came about, it was that now the ability for everyone to have their own podcast. So they could start a room.
Clubhouse.
TikTok. Yes. When Clubhouse came along, it was like the ability for everyone to have their own podcast, where they could just say, hey, I'm hosting a room about this. I'm going to interview these people. We're going to chat about this. And it was a very easy, organic way to do that. And what we really want the LoveStream to be on Unite is the opportunity for people to have their own TV show. So it's basically going to be like
YouTube kind of gave us the ability to have our own show.
Yeah.
But with the LoveStream, we want it to be more like an interactive piece, like something that hasn't really been done that well yet, where there's just more back and forth and Zoom is really good at that. But Zoom isn't really like a platform that anyone can just it's more of like a utility. And so that's really the goal of it.
It's not a community. So it will basically be more like a talk show when you come on, like we're doing today. We're hosting this one today. We've got you guys on, you're listening. We could do a workshop where we're all participating in some way and everyone's giving their feedback or learning or growing. So it's kind of a way to go to really bring the next level, hopefully, of the way we engage online and the way we connect with the world. Of course, still we were wanting to meet in person as well, but like we were hearing from you guys tuning in from all over the world today, it would be pretty hard for us all to meet in one room. So yeah, this is the next best thing.
Yeah. And a mountain elf asked, so the mission right now is uptake. Yeah, I think the focus right now is on getting, we really want to get like a cool schedule going on. So if anyone is interested in hosting a regular thing, or if they're already hosting something regular on Zoom or going live, then we want to help move them to Unite and do that through there. And it comes with a bunch of extra free promotion that we're going to offer. And if you're already using Zoom for your free live events, then using the LoveStream will give you the same experience as soon as we fix all the bugs, and come with a bunch of free promotion. So it's sort of a no-brainer, I think, once we kind of get that all going. Yeah, Jeffrey.
So does the platform allow StreamYard as well to stream into Unite, or is it only Zoom?
So right now, anything that you can do with Zoom, we can do with Unite. I don't think that StreamYard, and I don't know if StreamYard and Zoom connect, and I don't know how that would work. So I'd have to check in with our tech team, but eventually that's the idea. Yeah.
Eventually, okay.
I know.
Yeah, I do weekly podcast on holistic mental fitness, and I do it through an existing TV, Mupo Entertainment, but I do it through StreamYard, and I stream to different areas. So that's what I was asking.
Yeah, exactly. I think the way, if you wanted to do that, would just be to have Unite open in a separate window and then check in on it to see if anyone was there. It might be a bit clunky at first, but that's one way.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll check in with our team about that if that's possible. I know that once we like get our own streaming service, which is what we'll probably end up having to do, then I don't know how you get onto StreamYard but I'm sure that that's a possibility and we can get that done. But I'm guessing that's a year or 2 or 3 away.
Okay. Or I could upload the interviews.
Yeah, you can upload to Unite, or just share the link from anywhere, and that's
okay.
Good. Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
Yes.
You mentioned that we can stream these sessions. How would we go about that?
So with Zoom, there's a way to just go live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch in the 3 dots at the bottom, I think, if you're the host. And so that's what we would
screen share right now.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll just share my screen. Is that?
Are you guys able to see this?
No, I think it's only.
Yep.
Oh, it's
that's not what we want to share.
Oh.
Anyways, it's
share us sharing the Zoom screen.
If you're the host of a Zoom, it has a little thing that says live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on Twitch. And so we're going to add that into the Unite LoveStream functionality so that any LoveStream could be shared to Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. But we haven't figured out how that's going to work because I guess they would have to sign in through their thing on their computer. So that's a work in progress. A mountain elf, you have a question.
Oh, can I jump in with the previous question? I'm not sure how you send your stuff to StreamYard, but I use a similar streaming thing and I can make it capture my screen and stream that. So maybe you could have StreamYard capture your stream. So you can have LoveStream where you're hanging out with people and then you stream that out to all the other platforms.
You're amazing. Thank you.
Very cool.
I love having tech people around. Thank you. Yes, a mountain elf, please.
Well, I was just going to sort of reinforce maybe it's that, at this stage, it's really about focusing on the social media that exists for now. I mean, I primarily engage with you guys through Instagram, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if there isn't some consideration about like maybe it's a Patreon model, not on a financial level, but more on the fact that you find some way to have introductory content run through your Facebook, your Instagram lives, all these types of things, and then maybe coax to exclusive content within. So you have these initial conversations on the wider platforms, and then hey, if you want to continue the conversation, we're moving it over to this, and then you can
Nice.
folks, because obviously, like, it's going to be difficult to just get. For me, it was obviously a no-brainer, right? Like, I'm into practice and all these types of things, so yeah, of course I want to log on and see what the community is about. But for folks who are casual consumers, maybe just only having access to the platform via one practitioner that they've worked through, these types of sort of motivators might be positive.
No, totally. When we go live on Zoom or the LoveStream, we'll always use our phones to stream to YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. And so I think we'll continue that, and we'll have like a little cheat sheet for hosts and presenters to follow, that they can, here's how you do this, and then some suggestions like, going live on other platforms, especially right now, because we want to get the word out. And so yeah, it's definitely an and, not an or at this point.
And maybe just a conscious strategy about trying to keep some exclusivity to certain aspects of the content behind that.
Well, the exclusivity is that you can't actually interact on the LoveStream without being logged in.
Yeah.
And so anyone can view it and can see us hanging out, but they can't actually play and ask questions unless they're in Unite.
So right now we have our two phones right above our computer, and they're on two of our Instagram accounts. So we've got people up there watching us, hello, and we're waving to them, and they can put comments in there. But if they actually want to share about their business to you guys who are here, of course there will be that drive as well,
or be on the recording
to
all
come
that
in.
stuff.
So, but I agree. I love the idea of kind of formalizing that and creating some systems so that it's really easy for other people to do that as well. Because it's definitely taken us a bit of figuring out.
And we're not charging for any access to Unite. Anyone can join for free. Any business can join for free. Anyone can share. I'll just quickly show you how to create a. Can everyone see? Just unmute and tell me, because I can't see you.
Yeah, we can see.
Perfect.
Yay.
So if you have something that you're selling and you're using whatever you're using to sell it, you can also sell through Unite products, services, and events. And so you just click on events or products, or it's up here, or add. And then right now, don't do service. That's a bug because we haven't finished it yet. But you go to events and you click create event, and you just follow the steps, and then you'll be able to sell tickets. And there's a little thing with the banking info, but it works. It just needs a little thing, which you can message me if you have an issue with that. And then same thing with products. You can add products and sell them through Unite. And right now we're only charging the Stripe processing fee, so we're not actually taking any money from it. It's more just to get people to use it and get the thing flowing. And our goal is to be like Airbnb, where we get paid when you get paid. So we'll take a percentage of the transactions, which really aligns our incentives with the businesses, in that we want to help you find the people that you're looking for to make sales and make connections that way. And then I think it also is better for the people who are buying stuff, because then they're not getting all these ads that are sort of guessing what they might want based on some Google search or what they said at dinner, which is kind of weird, but fine. And all that stuff. It's going to be more directed by whoever's using it, and so they can log in. And this isn't live right now, but eventually we want someone to be able to log in and just say, I'm really having a hard time with this. I have a headache, or I'm going through a divorce or a breakup, or I'm just not feeling happy, or I'm just looking for fun things to do. I want to meet new people. I'm looking for my life partner, whatever you're looking for. And you can kind of fill in this questionnaire and keep it up to date. And then Unite can sort of deliver to you these personalized recommendations and resources, and tailor your feed to be this kind of like uplifting, useful thing that just gives you all the cool stuff that you're actually looking for, that you said that you're looking for, not that you did on some other platform that you might have just been searching for someone else, or someone else was using your computer, and now you're getting like, you know, when someone got married and they said they're still getting all these wedding ads like 2 years later about how to plan your wedding. And it's like, come on, man, I'm not getting married anymore. Stop it. But there's nowhere to go to change that. And so it's just this funny game. Yeah.
I just had the thought, as you said, someone saying, hey, going through this hard time. It would also be great if during these kind of discussions, I could say, oh, I'm really good at helping that kind of that hard time. Let's jump into a breakout room. Maybe 3 practitioners who can help with that jump off. So like this supportive community.
Yeah.
And I was also thinking, one great thing about going to a festival is one thing finishes and then something else starts. And that's so different to social media, where it's just like something inspiring in amongst so much other stuff. And if or when the LoveStream is just full of good stuff, one thing will finish and the next thing might be something that's also like really resonates with you, and you get to like hang out with the community.
Exactly.
So I'm really looking forward to when we get to that point.
Yeah, what we're
100%.
working on with our team is, by the way, if you have any tech needs, apps, websites, any of that stuff, our amazing tech team have a business that's what they help people build, and they built all the Unite technology, and they even do Facebook ads and things like that. So what we're working with them on is basically that the LoveStream will be the same Zoom room that's just always on. So if you have if say someone else is coming on at 6, they would pop in right now and unmute themselves and say, hey, I'm starting my next thing at 6. Anyone who wants to stay here. If you want to keep going with what you're doing, I'll add you to a breakout room. And then they kind of take over as the host. So it'll sort of be like having a physical room that you kind of go in and out of, rather than having to like, oh, this LoveStream is over. Okay, everyone log off. And then you have to find the next thing. It's like, it'll be just this fun flow. And a lot of magic can happen that way, where you're just like, oh, you're here. Oh, cool. And then you can go into a breakout room or stay in the main room. So that's fun.
That's what we're also really excited to, we spent years and years using Eventbrite for a lot of our ticket sales. And then Facebook kind of started doing more of that down the road as well. And, we'd set up an event on Eventbrite. We'd send hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people to Eventbrite. And the only benefit we got from Eventbrite, from sending all that traffic their way, was if we had multiple events, they could click on our profile and see, what else we're doing. But it didn't build our community. It didn't drive people like we could have our link, but basically we drove a ton of traffic to their community. And that was it for us. That's
more of a utility than anything.
And
social.
What we really find is even the same, if we drive people to our Facebook page and we do a Facebook Live and we send people to Instagram and we do a live, it's driving traffic to our community only. And what we really want Unite to be about is if you drive traffic to Unite and you drive traffic to Unite and you drive traffic to Unite and you drive traffic to Unite, and you're inviting your friends to the stream and you're inviting your friends to the stream, their friends now can see this person's and this like we're actually building an exponential community where we're supporting each other and growing, instead of just building our own brands and building our own followings. And that's really a piece that we hope will take off and be appealing to people. The same, we used, what was the other platform I was thinking of? Just jumped out of my head. Anyway, that basically a lot of these utility platforms, the same with Zoom, right? Every time you do a Zoom, it's a utility. It's not growing your following. It's not growing your community. It's not living anywhere unless you post it or reshare it anywhere. And we really want the LoveStream to be much more where, you can be on there chatting with all you guys, and then you could join a breakout room. And then from there, you could be like, oh, yeah, you want to buy my product that I'm offering? You want to book a session here? You can just click on my profile. It takes you straight to my sales page, my profile on Unite. You can click and buy right there. Like it's all going to be in one spot where you're not needing to transfer to different platforms and different places. And eventually, actually, we want to get it where you could be doing a LoveStream talking about your coaching program, and in the top of the LoveStream, a little link comes up and it's like add to cart, and you can actually do it right there. You won't even have to leave the platform. So really getting it to a place where everything you do on the platform is building the whole community up, not just your community. And the people you invite to the platform, to your offering, are now having the benefit of being able to see what else is there, more like-minded people. If they're coaches or trainers or practitioners, now they've got a whole new swack of excited people that are already pre-primed and interested in what you're offering.
Yeah. And something cool, I'll just show you quick, that we have on Unite as well, is called success stories. And so basically, I think you do it here. You go to your profile and success stories. How do you create a success story? I forget.
Oh, it's a create a post.
Oh, add success story, maybe.
Isn't it just in the create a post?
Oh, it is. You're right. So when you create a post and then you click success story. Yeah. And so you can create a success story, and you can actually ask your clients who've had success with whatever you're offering to create one, and then they add your links and can sort of tag you in that. And I had one where I healed some cavities, and the dentist said he'd never seen that before, and I used this Uncle Harry's liquid and toothpaste stuff. And so I posted that as a success story. And eventually we want to get sort of a bunch of these testimonial style success stories and a bunch of science and research based data, and be able to, if someone comes on and says, I've got some cavities, there can be, okay, well, here's some options. Here's the most, eco-friendly dentist, or not eco-friendly, but you know what I mean, holistic dentist in your area. Here's some alternative therapies that have worked for people. Here's some mainstream ideas, and just kind of give people a sense of what is working for people real time. So that feels really exciting. That's like again, a bit of a future one. Any other thoughts on this before we kind of jump into the next phase? Please, Jeffrey.
Hey, so in regards to the products that are going to be offered by the wellness practitioners, are these products that they're selling from their home, or can they be redirected to another website to purchase the product?
Yeah, so in the same way that Airbnb sort of tries to get you to buy through their platform, because that's how they make their money. And then there's also other benefits like safety and their refund policy and all that stuff. Eventually, that's where we want to get to, because that's how we plan to monetize. Instead of having ads or a membership where people have to pay to join, we want it to be all free, all open, and then make money through the transactions. So right now, unless we come up with a better idea, that's what we're going to be trying to get people to do, is buy through Unite and just create a really great experience where Unite becomes their online store and the place where they're actually doing the sales from. Right now, we are allowing anyone to just post whatever links they want. And if they want to sell through Unite, great. If they want to take people off the site, great. We just want to kind of get Unite out there and get people to use it. So that's that will be an ongoing kind of discussion with the people who are actually using it to make sure it's working, doing what we want.
Sure.
But our goal is really to be a sales and marketing and kind of referral tool for businesses to use. And so once that's in motion and you're able to find people who want to buy your stuff directly through Unite without you having to do anything, then that becomes really valuable and useful. And so at that point, then I think we would have to figure out something where Unite's making some money somehow, because that's we need to be able to do the things to keep it going. But yeah, so I don't know exactly how it's going to unfold.
Yeah, so if that's the case, that Unite is selling the products from your platform, then all of the shipping and handling is done through Unite, I would suspect.
Yeah, so we will. Right now, that's not happening. You have to organize your own shipping, but eventually we would have some sort of integrated system where you can pick, and that exists. Like there's a I think it's called Shippo, and it's got a hippo mascot, and it basically allows you to connect with any shipping company, and it just does it automatically. So
Yeah. Okay.
We'll integrate eventually. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. This is fun. I love all the detailed questions. And so I think the next thing that we want to do is just ask if there's any general questions, either personally or professionally, that people are wanting to chat about. But before we move on, is there any other thoughts or questions about the LoveStream or Unite?
Awesome.
Cass, are you wanting to ask a question or no? Okay. So what we had this really fun thing for a while called Unite Mastermind, and we were doing it every week, and it was really fun. People could share, and whether it was a question about some sort of business and marketing idea where we could all brainstorm and give ideas, or whether it was a really personal thing that was going on. Right now this is being live streamed, and so be aware of that. But if there is anything that you're wanting to talk about, or a question you have, or anything, and you would like to have some feedback from anyone here, feel free to share.
And what we can also do too is in our, especially in our in-person events, we did a really fun game where we would do ask and offers. So if there's something you are looking for, asking for from the community, whether it's a connection, whether it's a recommendation for a graphic designer, whether it's a location or an introduction to someone. So whatever you're looking for, you can do an ask and then an offer as well. So something that you'd like to offer to the community. Generally, we say it's a free offer, a gift of time or a gift of energy or ideas or thoughts, or if anyone needs support with this, I'd be happy to step in and help with it, that kind of thing. So yeah, you can incorporate that as well if you want to do a little ask and offer. It also gives us a better sense of you and the community better sense of you and what you're up to and how you can support. So if it's something to do with your business, please feel free to share. And remember everyone to share your links in the chat so that everyone can find you.
Yeah, and we'll do our best to tag people in the recording. We'll post it on YouTube and Facebook and other places.
Yeah. I think that's what you touched briefly, but if you put your events and products on Unite, we share the link to all of those in our email and to our community as well. So we are doing our best to promote all the offerings on Unite. So get them up there so we can share them.
Yeah.
Especially if they're local for us, it's a lot more fun. We can actually, invite our friends and community.
Yeah,
so. About
50% of the members of Unite are from Canada, and I'm guessing a good chunk of that is from around Vancouver, because that's where we're from. So that's the majority. That's our crew. 25% from the US, and then the rest there's a little bit in like India and Europe, and then the rest are just scattered around the world.
So fun.
Yeah. Any juicy thoughts, ideas, questions, anything? And if not, that's fine too.
I have an ask.
Yes.
It's more of an idea. I would love to have a session with all the different people who help with transformation and empowerment and healing, where, I don't want to necessarily have everyone come to my session, and I don't want to have to pick out of all of your sessions, which ones do I invest the time to. I'd like to have a session where we all come and we all try and give like the juiciest part of what we do. Maybe we all help each other, or we pick one person to help and everybody shares something of what they do. So we get a taste of the best of each other. That way we can know what other sessions we'd like to go to more of, or when someone wants a referral, what kind of things different people do. Plus, I think it's just great as therapists and coaches to learn completely different ways that people approach things.
I love it. Yeah, it feels like a little bit like early on in business, I was part of a BNI group, business networking, something or other.
International.
And there you go. Thank you. And what I liked about it was you'd meet, and every week a different member would do like a 5-minute pitch on their offering. And then you would have the business, this was in the business card day and age, you'd have the business card of everyone in the group. And then when you come across somebody who's looking for an insurance person, you'd be like, oh, in my group, there's Bob, and he did his talk last week. So I know he really specializes in family insurance, and he's really passionate about it because he had this experience, and now he really devotes his time. So you have a sense of people. So I feel like that's something too that we're really excited to bring more of to our community. When we were writing our Y Combinator application this week, which was really exciting. So let's cross our fingers that we get into Y Combinator. And we were talking about how we feel like the wellness community is very scattered, and that there isn't a bye. Thank you so much for being here. There's not an umbrella that we all share in the wellness community. There's not one religion that we're all following. There's not kind of one edict or idea. It's very open-ended, which is wonderful. And it means we don't all have kind of one umbrella to come in under. If we went to church every week and we would see each other, and we would know who's having a baby and needs help, and we would know who's, had a fire at their house and needs help, and we would know who has a birthday we can celebrate. And we're really excited to create a closer knit community. We were getting there when we were hosting a lot of regular in-person events, and we would start to meet the same people every week and every month, and we'd get a deeper sense of who they are. And of course, with COVID, that kind of got dissolved a little bit. So I'd love, like you said, to get to an idea where we set a time where it's like, okay, this is really who I am. This is what juices me up in the world. If you come across anybody who's looking for this, please pass them my way. And where we get, and every week even to, get a little deeper piece, deeper layer of who we all are and how we can really uplift each other. Because often I think we feel like, I feel like I'm, in there on my own, the leading edge, the trailblazer, the first one cutting the whatever. And when we connect and spend this time together, it's such a great reminder that we all have such a shared kind of heart message of wanting to do good in the world. And there is a lot of support available and a lot of commonality. And if we can kind of, just line up with that a little bit more, I know I would feel less alone and having to kind of push through on my own. So I love that idea.
Yeah, you're describing an event that we had called speed healing.
Yes.
And so we would, but we did it physically, but we could do it on the LoveStream too, where you just get a bunch of healers together. Everyone can sign up for a specific time slot of like a 10-minute session, and then everyone just tries each other's things. And it's just sort of a fun way to experience the kind of juicy nugget of what people offer. And it was really fantastic, especially having it all in one physical room. Yeah. That was really amazing. But I could see how we could do it with breakout rooms on the LoveStream.
Yeah.
I would love us to have a speed healing session sometime soon. I was also imagining not necessarily breaking out, but everybody getting to see and experience stuff together.
Yeah. Everyone could just sort of do one thing at a time and share, and that'd be a super fun session. What I really like about this idea of the LoveStream is creating these sort of these regular touch points like that, where it's like every Wednesday at 3 p.m. it's, there's Unite speed healing going on, and anyone can join in, and we just do it and keep it going. And then Jeffrey's running his thing every Tuesday at 4, and we all know that that's his thing, and we can all promote each other, and it's just like and recommend each other, and like, oh, you're interested in this kind of thing, oh, you should go to Jeffrey's thing, it's every Tuesday at 4, here's his contact, whatever. So that feels exciting. I'm excited for that time.
Yeah, it feels like if we can create a little bit of a calendar, or I know the few times I tried to sign up for a yoga studio, and I would get a monthly pass, and then I'd see, okay, this is happening at 4, and that's happening at 6, and that's happening then. And it was really nice to see all the options, and then to be able to kind of feel like I could plan my day. Okay, I want to go to this one and this one, so I've got to put this thing in between, and then I want to see that one. And I think it starts to become a habit too, of like, oh yeah, I'm just going to always leave this time slot open because I know this awesome thing is happening then. So I think that will be fun.
Yep. Any other thoughts, questions?
ideas, contributions.
I love all the links.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone. That will be very useful to link up the video later. So
Amazing. Well, if no one has anything else, any requests from us for anything more specifics that we could share about? Perfect. Well, this was just lovely. Oh, did you have something, Cass?
I was just going to say thank you. This has been awesome. I'm at that point where I need to go away, kind of digest.
Yeah, we're right about that time where the movie is coming to its conclusion. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. You know, it's like time to wrap it up and, you know, go have some food or something. I love it. Okay.
I would love to guide a very quick closing meditation.
Oh, please.
please do.
That's fun.
Let's all put our hands on our hearts and a big smile on your face. And then think of everybody else doing the same and just feel the love that's shining between us all. Take some deep breaths and swim in the love. My little one just said he just plugged in the power. So just swim in the love.
Plug yourself in.
Yeah. Mm. And imagine everybody else swimming in the love and plugging themselves in. And it's all doing it together.
So good.
Yay. Thanks, everyone.
Yay. Thank
That's
you
fun.
so much.
What a nice, it really does fill me up, even though it's on Zoom and it's not physical. It's the same feeling as when we have these nice in-person events. It really is amazing how just this is so powerful. I feel like that's another reason why I'm really excited for the LoveStream, because I feel like some people don't know yet how amazing it can be because they're only on it for boring, you know, stuff that drains them. But it can be really actually filling up, and I really love this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
Inspiring, brainstorm, brain juices. Yeah.
I feel like I have more energy and feel better than when I started. So
yeah. My excitement of like creating conversations where we're like, okay, what do we want to do about homelessness? Like, let's get a think tank going about that. And what do we think about, you know, whatever food insecurity, or what are the pieces that we want to send love to, send ideas to. And even if, you know, nothing physical comes from the conversation, just having our ideas about it, having our thoughts about it, kind of, we whenever Shine and I are working on a project, we spend a lot of time just juicing up that project where we're not actually doing physical tasks. We're just like, oh, it's going to be so fun, and can you imagine it? It's so easy, and so and then we just like swim in the love, as Jeffrey said, of kind of the project and seeing it happen, and just doing up, or Fraser, sorry, as Fraser was saying, and doing the juicing up and the energetic work of aligning with kind of the whatever the outcome is. And I think it's so much more fun. Shine and I, when we do it together, it's so much more juicy than when I just do it on my own. And I'd really love to just have regular sessions where we juice each other's projects up and we just see it happening, and we see it coming together. And my son had his 12th birthday this week, and Shine's mom, who's a wonderful grandma, decided, asked the whole group to, she hasn't been with us for all of Nakai's birthdays, as I only met Shine 7 years ago, and Nakai just turned 12. So she did a little advent calendar of presents where she gave him one present for every all the 12 years. And for each present, she asked him to put a wish out, share a wish with us of something he wanted to manifest. And then all of us sent that manifestation some love and juiced it up for him. And it was just a really neat little practice to have to help him line up with his next year. And I feel like we could all use so much more of that, feeling like there's other people who are cheerleading us on, even if we don't know you. But when you say, yeah, I'm calling in some more clients this week, like, you know, we all spend a minute imagining that for you, calling that in for you, helping you line up with that, asking some particulars for you to get clear with that. And I think just, yeah, being each other's cheerleaders as much as possible, it it really is a huge job that all of us are doing in the world to support in our ways, to share our gifts. It's a brave step. And I think the more we can just, cheer each other on, love each other up, juice up each other's projects, the faster they're all going to come into the world. So yay.
Yeah, it's so fun.
So good. Thank you everyone.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking if we wanted an action item or some fun homework for the next time, we can think about what type of show or what type of love stream would you want to host, and then just let us know, send us a message, and then we'll, if you want to do it, we'll help you create it, and then we can promote it, and then we can have another one where you're leading something, or it's just, maybe it's just an idea that you want to be a part of and someone else can co-lead it or something. So yeah, definitely let us know what you're thinking, and feel free to add any, product, services, events to Unite, and send a message if you need anything, and if anything comes up, and
reach out, we're here.
yeah, really appreciate you all, and this was super fun. Yeah,
thank you everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks. That was great.
Good night.
Ciao.
So good.
Thanks, Fraser, for the giggles and the cries and the fun baby energy. I love it.
Yeah, so good.
It's nice. Oh, and Joy, if you're still there, I think it would be so cool to have a chocolate company meetup where different people who are building physical food good, especially chocolate, but could be anything, could get together and just share. And I'd be interested in that. It's oh, what are the challenges of making how do you even make it? I want a tour of the factory. I want to know these things, what is happening to get this deliciousness into my mouth. I think that would be awesome. And for other things too, I just think I think that our day-to-day lives sometimes that we think are normal, it could actually be really interesting to someone else.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's fun stuff to do there.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao. Thanks everyone. Yeah.
And
Perfect.
recording.
Oh yeah.
Woohoo.
Just on Tara, I think.